All right, welcome back, guys. We're going to do a trade paperback review, Green Lantern versus Aliens. I thought, yeah, let's stay in the Aliens Dark Horse corner a little bit with DC Comics. So this is a 4-issue miniseries rolled into one. You know, lots of pages here. Written by Ron Marz. I think Ron Marz is a good writer. He did a lot for Green Lantern. I love this Green Lantern run. This is printed by Leonardi and Mike Perkins as the inks and a lot of other people. Without original color by Dwayne Turner. That's interesting. Yeah, so this is a Dark Horse DC crossover, so we get right to it. Okay, let's. I'm coming back to that a little bit later. So, somewhere else, there's an alien. There's a Green Lantern. The Green Lantern is getting, well, he's dead. I must say the gore is pretty mild in this one. And I like the art, although I like the characters' art more than the alien art. The alien, I'll come back to it a little bit later, right? Before I spill all the beans. Anyway, so we have Green Arrow and Dinah Lance here as the Black Canary. You know, some alien robbers, but of course they're fake. And so Hal Jordan comes in, right, saving the day. But then when they save the day, the Guardians of the Galaxy hailing Hal Jordan and says, hey, you need to come to Sector 1522. And he's meeting up with other Green Lanterns here with Kilowog and Tomare, the Green Man, and Salak. Very familiar. Well, these two are the most familiar one, Tomare and Salak. And they are, going on a mission because of a dead lantern, right? And so Hal Jordan says, hey, why do we need 6 people to do this? Well, anyway, so they are coming to the strange structure, seeing some eggs. It's all familiar, right? I mean, we've seen the movies, right? And so Hal Jordan wants to expect the rain because normally if a lantern dies, they order it to find a replacement before they die. Well, it seems that that's not happened here. And then, well, aliens found the Green Lanterns, and Hal is pretty shook because of the surprise of the aliens, and he's right. So then the other ones comes, and so Tomare comes in and cuts the tail in two, but then he gets a blast of acid on his body. So Kilowog says, hey, we need to wipe them out. And he says, no. What do you mean, no, Jordan? We can't just slaughter them. We can't? You've seen what they're capable of. There's already one dead lantern. The deadly, they're not intelligent in any fashion of we measure, they instinctual. There's an earthly species, the shark, perfect killing machines. So basically you say they are not evil. They are, it's just their nature, right? Which is true to a certain degree. So he says, because now that they lost the element of surprise, we are stronger than them because the ring's lantern will hold them off, right? So he says, hey, we are guardians. We have a responsibility. We took an oath, right? And so they decide to drop it, including the eggs, on another planet, uninhabited. And the planet is Mogo, the living planet. Well, is it living? Well, sort of, right? So Fred over, right? Well, a decennia later, or decade, this ship is crashing onto Mogo's body. Is that how you say it? Anyway, I don't know. Cal, who is an artist, I always like Cal. In the beginning, I had some trouble because I'm a Hal Jordan fan, so the taking over the mantle thing never sit well with me, but then I accepted that he's actually a good lantern. We saw actually the hero's journey, right? And this is still in the early stages that he is still, the only lantern. So then Tomare stands just in his house and he says, nope, still there. So he says, hey, I'm Tomare and you're the Green Lantern. Your ring is translating my tongue. Yeah. So he says, come with me. And he says, sure, why not? Just totally accepting what's going on. So we have former Green Lanterns, and basically he cannot believe that they are here, and says, hey, what do you want, right? So they explain, so these are their former costumes, and they are explaining the situation Salak here. He says about a Koluan transport vessel, and they are it's crashing on Mogo, right? And he says we come to ask for your help. Mogo is now the home of an infestation of an alien life form deposited by a time ago by Hal Jordan, myself, and other member of the corps. So basically explaining that, they dropped there because the aliens dropped there because they are, safe, right, uninhabited. But now the crew is in danger, and he asked them for help. And he says, hey, fair enough, you want me to take care of it. We wish to have your aid, but the burden is as much as ours as yours. We'll see this matter through to its completion because they are saying, hey, we're going with you, right? Are you sure? Because you don't have your lanterns. And then changing into the Green Lantern, and they are say, hey, tell me about the aliens. And he says, well, okay, that's big. Now, what's happening here? So there was the part when Hal Jordan was completely going bonkers. I made a review about that. You can check it out. When Hal Jordan just, went insane, killed a lot of Green Lantern members, killed Sinestro, and destroyed the Green Lantern battery, and turning himself into why am I forgetting? A Parallax. And there was no Green Lantern anymore except for Kal, because Kal was chosen by Gantet, was a guardian of the galaxy, guardian of the universe, and he says, "Hey, you become the Green Lantern now," and that's how it is, right? But there is some tension here that I like. So he says, "Are you sure? Because I'm the one with the lantern here." He says. He said, indeed, you are the one with the ring, but we all took oaths when we become Green Lanterns. Our rings may be gone, but our oaths did not disappear. We still have a duty. I notice you do not even have an oath. Hey, forgive me for not playing by your rules. I didn't pick the ring, it picked me. So let's not forget you're the ones who came to help for me. So, and then Salak says, and perhaps there was a mistake. But, Cal didn't take that. He says, hey, what are you saying? Look, I'm sorry things aren't like they are used to be. I'm sorry there's not a bunch of you running around dressed up in Green Lantern costume righting cosmic wrongs, but I cannot do anything about it, so spare me the attitude. Seems to me this is all about you guys screwing up a few years back, and you want me to help to be head janitor and clean up your mess. Fine, just stay out of my way. All right, and then there's a woman here, and says, oops. And he says, who are you? He says, Superman. Who are you? I'll ask the question. So he says, you're a Green Lantern. The Green Lantern, actually. So they're introducing themselves a little bit here. So her name is Crow. She's a first officer of this 38. They come out, but she needs to get her crew back because they come from Kolu spaceport, and there was something wrong with the engine. There was an explosion, and he says the aliens come and they took my crew. And he says, why didn't they take you? They didn't want me for some reason. All right. And to get my crew back, however, many of them are still alive. So he says, hey, do you mind some company, right? Suit yourself. She's a hard ass. All of us, okay? Agreed. So, and then he wants to, talk to this girl. Have some conversation, and she's not biting. So they are, want to go into this pit, but then she says they are here. And then we see the aliens. And I must say, the aliens look a bit thin, right? A little bit cartoony, a little bit goofy, right? So I didn't like that. So Cal totally in shock. Although he has probably seen aliens before, but these are the aliens. And what I like about aliens, these aliens, is that they also instill some kind of a fear in humans because, well, how they look and how they act, right? And then all these non-Green Lanterns are getting snatched up, and things are fast, but not quite speeding bullet territory, using the Superman. But there are just too many, and they are getting snatched up left and right. And he says, well, there's so many of them, but I'm not a killer. But I don't know if there is any option other than wiping them out. All right. So a lot of things go wrong, and they're taking captives, and he says, Ash, Brick, Madonna, I can't see them anymore, right? And then even Tomar is getting kidnapped if you can call it that. But then he loses his ring. All right, and he says, "Oh shit, he's gone, and so is my ring. It's gone." This is the next chapter, by the way. So we should consider ourselves lucky, says Crow. At least the aliens pulled back for now. She says, so he admits that he's defenseless without his ring. I don't know, Crow. I summoned it myself once before. It took a hell of an effort. Maybe I can again, but it doesn't work. No, nothing. Something must be preventing it, or I'm running low on the willpower department. Now, here's the part that Cal is actually have some doubts because he lost his ring. And I like that. You know, he's becoming from a hard ass. You know, he can do anything till, dude, I don't have my weapon, right? He says, what now? He says, what's changed? I have a duty to my crew. You have a duty to your friends. Hello? That little problem with my ring, especially the lack of, there's a residual effect that keeps my costume on, but that's it. You're supposed to be our hero, aren't you? Make do. The aliens dragged those people away. They're still alive because the alien wants host. What? Host? The aliens hatch their young from live hosts. All right. So Crow says, hey, you can have my weapon. And he says, but, you know, I never touched the real gun. So she says, just point and pull the trigger. So he's tried to do that, but there's a lot of feedback. He's just not impressed. Come on your feet. Stronger than you look, aren't you? All right. So she gives him some lesson because she can only explain it once because there's no time. Are you smelling me? No. Okay, yes, but only because you smell nice. Focus on your target. Put pressure on the trigger and squeeze. Now get moving, she says. I like this hard-ass woman. Anyway, so she's using a rope. He says, going there without a power ring is one thing. This commando stuff, I don't know. So Salak says, members of the Green Lantern Corps were to be fearless, of course. It was a great deal easier to be fearless when wielded the most wondrous weapons ever created. Something like this, without a ring. This is when one truly conquers fears. I like that. I like that, you know, that they are still using their oath. But Cal never took the oath because he was never originally Green Lantern. Because he was not chosen. It was chosen for him. Right? Which is what all you former corps members did by coming here, and everyone's reward was getting dragged down into the darkness. I myself would have been carried away were it not for your intervention. Well, yeah, it's all part of the job. You know that. All part of the job. So Salak is, you know, he's an alien, so he doesn't need rope. So yeah, Salak noticed there's some kind of difference in the ring. Yeah, the ring has been tampered with, so a lot of things that didn't work now, and vice versa, right? Speaking of the costume, although he doesn't wear the ring anymore. Yeah, a lot of things are different than in your time, than in Hal's time. So tell me something. Was it Hal who decided to dump the aliens here on Moga rather than destroy them? It was Hal who made us see it was the only decision we could make if we are to be true to the oaths we have taken. It's been years since I have wondered if it was not some part of a test from the Guardians of the Universe. Of course, the Guardians are no more, just as the Corps is no more. We could afford to be different kinds of heroes then. We could cling to ideals and noble conceits. And now? I don't know, the universe has grown colder, more cruel. Maybe it's outgrown our ideals. I hope not. I'm not a killer, he says. And he also apologizing of the remarks that he made earlier. Salak also apologizes, right? I judged you because of what you weren't instead of what you are. You seem to be wearing the Green Lantern mantle well enough. So Crow is here, hey, listen. So we found a crew. They're all dead, right? So Cal says, what a horrible way to go. So this guy is still alive. And he says, help me. And he says, watch yourself. And watch, he's blasting an egg. He says, Crow, what are you doing? You just can't kill him. He's got one of those things inside him. He's dead already. I'm afraid we might be about to join him because I believe, well, aliens are here. Like I said, it looks a little bit goofy, right? I don't know. I mean, the characters looks fine. And there's some detail in here that I like, but, you know, it's just looks so small. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. So there's a shootout, and He says, Salak is getting overwhelmed, and he says, just hold out till I can. Jammed. It's jammed. So he says, make sure the tradition doesn't die with you, Cal, and whatever you do, see that this doesn't happen again. And he's been overwhelmed, probably killed. And then Crow comes in, saves Cal, that he's getting splattered by the acid, and they are getting away. They're crawling in some kind of event, and they are blasting the aliens coming after them, right? Looks cool. And so he's wants to have a moment here. You better let me take a look at your wound. He says, keep your hands off me or you'll be treating yourself. Sure, no thing, no problem. I'm only trying to help. I don't need it. Just keep moving. Let's find out where this goes. He says, do you see something? Yeah. You could say that. So, okay, this looks cool, right? I like that, but, maybe it's the mouth or the teeth. I don't know. It's just something off about it. And he sees then his ring, and it wants to, the ring wants to move, but it's stuck by this goo, right? So other aliens come in, taking care of the eggs. Like I said, the art is not bad. Actually, there's some things I like. I like the sound effects here, and I like the lighting effects to a certain degree. I like the atmosphere. It's not that dark, I must say, but that's about it. So he says it's not working. Maybe the goo is too strong. Maybe I'm just too damn exhausted. We need to get that ring, or those people down here, the corpse members and what's left of our crew, don't have a prayer. It's already too late for some of them. So she says, we better not waste time. So the plan is basically that she is going in, distract the aliens, and he gets the ring, right? And if that doesn't work, they're all dead. So she says, this is the only way that makes sense, Cal. I'm a lot better at using a gun, and you're a lot better using the ring. Actually, I'm the only one that can use the ring. So yeah, a lot of pressure, Cal. So do your effing job. So he wants to kiss her, but look at this cold distance. For luck, I saw it in a movie once. Please don't kill me. He's younger here. I like that. Okay, don't stop. Don't look back. The only thing that matters is the ring. So she's getting, blasting. Right, and there's a lot of aliens there, and so he goes in, but then he looks back, and it's oh no, she's an android, just like in the movies. She says, "Save my crew." That's the reason why she has no emotions and she's strong as hell. Yeah, she gets it. So he says, "Don't worry, I keep my promises." And then Facehugger comes out, grabs Kyle. Look at this fear and disgust on his face. I like that, right? And then he connects with the ring, rips off the facehugger, and says, "Now let's see who." And then, my, what big teeth you have! All right, small humor here, not too cringe, but but he's going with that narrative here. But the alien's not slouch either. It's the alien queen, by the way. So. Right? He says, I think she broke my arm. So he turns into, uses the ring to take, turning the energy into a Gatling gun and kills them, I guess. Right? Now, feeding time's over. Now, don't say I didn't warn you. So, Crow, why didn't you tell me? Would it have, she says, made any difference? An android like me is assigned to every Coluan ship. Program Coluian. Is that from Colu, like Brainiac? Hint? Yeah, I guess so. Programmed to ensure the safety of my crew. You got your ring back. Because of what you did, thank you. Now you have to destroy them, wipe them out, save whoever you can. The aliens? That's not necessary anymore. When I didn't have the ring, it was different, but now I don't have to be lethal. I don't want to be a killer. This means I have a choice. From what I understand, so did your predecessor, she said. And now you're reaping what he sowed. Do you want whoever follows you to have to do the same? And then Crow's gone, right? Dead, kaput, broken. So then he thinks, and I like this pause here. Make sure the tradition doesn't die with you, Cal, and whatever you do, see that doesn't happen again. Okay. In the brightest day, in the darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. And he's then destroying them all, obliterating, disintegrating them. I like that he's actually taking the oath to do it, right? So later, Thomas survived, and this girl, although not everyone, a lot of people died. A couple of these, guys from the spaceship survived, right? She says, I cannot stop thinking about the ones we were lost. Crow and the rest of the crew, Brick, Salak, Ash. And I chose to do something I didn't imagine I was capable of. I'm wiping out every last one of those things. Not exactly the ideals of the Green Lantern Corps was known for. So she says, we all knew the sacrifices might have to be made, Cal. Hal did what was right for him, and you did what you thought was right. You made sure those creatures wouldn't come back to endanger anyone else. Maybe, he says. But I think the past comes back to haunt you no matter what you do. So, true, because Hal Jordan comes back, right? When he was parallax, or, well, we all know what happens. For those you don't know, I urge you to check the downfall of Hal Jordan in my channel. I'd like to do a continuation of the Hal Jordan Green Lantern series one day, maybe soon, right? So overall, what do I think about this? I think it was fine. Not everything was great. There's a cover gallery, by the way. And the cover looks great, especially this one. But not without its faults, right? It's, I know, it's a little bit maybe run-of-the-mill, but I like the oath thing, that part of writing I really like. But, having a couple of guys going into, the ship or, and then there's aliens. We've seen it all before, right? And they're all falling into the same kind of trap, which is, it happens because, well, it's dark, the aliens everywhere. It's supposed to happen, I guess. But overall, it could be a little bit different. But I like the Green Lanterns coming with them, and then I wonder, is this an Elseworlds? Because I remember Salak being alive in other comics. Is he still alive? I don't know. So overall, it's not without faults, not without problems. But overall, I like most of the writing, although could be a little bit more different, a little bit more. I don't know. It feels a little bit too safe, a little bit too bright for my taste. But it's a good read. I give it a thumbs up. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it, and see you next time. Bye-bye.